Hello everyone, welcome back to Deep Roots Farm. It's May 6th and I'm going to give you a little mini tour of what the greenhouse has going on. So the germination box is still full. It's still on and set at 20 degrees, but I now leave the lid open, which adds a little bit of supplemental heat out into the greenhouse for the other heat lovers which have just been seeded and for the tomatoes. So on the top of the germination box there, we've got the tomatoes, and I've got zinnias and Taj Mahal marigolds, and the basil, which we've pricked out and put into its 4-inch pots. They're looking good. And there's some more tomatoes. And we've got eggplants and different varieties of sweet and hot peppers. And there's some more tomatoes. Pretty much the tomatoes running along most of the top shelf right now, just trying to get them as much light as possible. And there's the next succession of basil coming. We've still got some leeks and onions that are growing pretty slowly right now, so I'm trying to encourage quicker growth with them being on bottom heat. And there's some Siam Queen Thai basil at the back. And coming around, more tomatoes. And so Carolyn and I just seeded the second succession of heat lovers. So we've done the far back, those empty flats there are cantaloupe, baby watermelons, we've got bush beans, gold and green, and we've seeded all of our winter and summer squash and our cucumbers. We've got salad and pickling cucumbers that we seeded. And so that's most of those empty flats, which are just along the bottom there. So we've just seeded them into our sterilized growing mix, and I seeded some into 6-packs, which are for sale, and some into 2.5-inch pots, and some into 4-inch pots. And the ones I seeded into 4-inch pots, I did the bigger pots because they're gonna need to stay in their pots for a bit longer because they're going into the greenhouse, and the greenhouse has some crops in there right now. And I've just pricked out some jalapeno peppers that are right there in those round 4-inch pots. Everything's growing pretty well. This nice spring weather has really caused some good growth. And there you have it, the seeding greenhouse at the end of May. Here we have our arugula that's just been harvested using the cut and come again method, where we grab little bundles and we cut just above the grow tip. And you can see here that we actually harvest pretty hard, but it's pretty amazing because just in 1 week's time, the arugula will grow back to look like that. So there's a lot of food value continuously over a 3 to 5 week period. And we harvested our first cut of lettuce mix this week for the box program. Yay! We harvested 15 pounds and the lettuce bed filled in quite nicely, and we harvested it as a cut and come again. And here's a shot of me harvesting mustard greens in the big greenhouse. And here's our spinach patch, which has grown up to be quite beautiful, and that spinach will go in next week's box program. Here are the cabbage transplants that we put out 2 weeks ago. They look like they've taken to their new home, and they've rooted and are strong and robust. We've got our onions in the ground. We got those in at the end of April, and I have them covered with the summer May because I pushed them. I put them out quite small, but I usually end up doing that every year somehow. So I thought, why not give them that little bit of extra protection to keep them growing. And here we have our broccoli that's being hardened off. It was seeded in the 72 cell trays, potted on into 2.5-inch pots with compost and sterilized growing medium, and it'll be planted out in the next day or so. Can't wait for fresh broccoli. And here's the broccoli patch which Carolyn and I are saving seeds from. That broccoli went in last August, and it's in full bloom right now, and it is a bee highway. The bees are loving all these flowers. So we're excited about getting a bunch of new broccoli seed off that. Here is our broad bean bed that we seeded early March, and we had a mixed lettuce bed that we saved seeds from last year planted in this bed, and some seeds must have fallen because underneath all of our broad beans there is a bunch of mixed lettuce growing, and we never really thought about putting the two together, but they're actually growing together quite nicely. The potatoes we planted a few weeks ago are just starting to sprout, so that's really exciting. The garlic is looking really excellent. It's quite tall. Looking forward to scapes to come. Here is the 3-year-old half of the strawberry bed, and there's tons of strawberry blossoms happening right now, so that's really exciting. I just wanted to give you guys a shot of what the 1-year-old strawberry half of the bed is looking. So they're still pretty small, but I just wanted to give you guys some inspiration. So keep loving your 1-year strawberry babies. I know a few of you have got them in, and eventually they'll end up like that photo you just saw. Beautiful, lush, big, with lots of blooms. Some people say soccer mom van. We say plant mama van. So this week, Carolyn and I got our drop-off with the North Oyster School all said and done. So that's really exciting to see all these cool weather vegetables, flowers, and herbs go out into the community. Went and did it at Camille's house because the schools are closed down. So here's us at Camille's getting ready to organize all the orders. And there's all the orders put together for all the families to come and pick up their goodies. And there's a glimpse into Deep Roots Farm this week. Thanks for watching.